Okay, so I've talked a lot about relationships and different things about them. Relationships are nothing if not complex and complicated, even in the best of times, under the right conditions with clement circumstances. They can be up and down, tumultuously tenuous, and are a balancing act that takes active hearing, keen observation, objective assessment, which is beyond difficult, experience, education, the ability to learn from your own past history, prejudices, judgmentalness, the innate, wait a minute, I can't even read my own writing. Our innate, quote unquote, blaming and or shaming natures, our issues, our match luggage, assumptions, moods, hormones, skeletons, zombies, lack of skills in the personal communication and other areas like cultural, community, religious, spiritual faith, atheist or non-identifying in this area, coping area, recovery area, grounding, different types of people like differently abled, generational differences, political ones, physical differences, socioeconomic, locational differences, ability or extrasensory differences, naivety, ignorance, parental or familial influence, our inner selves chiming in, our child, our teen, then us, sometimes more, maturity levels. We often can't see a person for who they actually are. Instead, we see our personal judgment or opinion or prejudiceness, or short-sightedness, or our parents' view, communities and our society's view. We see who we think they are. We see who we have been told that they are, or what their exterior or wrapper projects along with physical characteristics. Which if you can just look at a person and know them, really know them, you are one in about 8.5 billion people. Now, if you are one of those and don't judge based on who they appear to be, because appearances can be deceptive and or misleading, you are one in about every 3,000 years. If you are psychically gifted and avoid temptation, evil, self-serving, etc., one in every 5,000 years is like this. Most cannot see or hear beyond their own fill in the blank. Experiences, history, learning, opinions based on based on fact or myth, lack of exposure to certain populations, dollar signs, clothing choices, teeth, weight, physical imperfections, career history or job or industry. Can't truly see many sides to issues or put ourselves truly in another person's shoes. This means that most people miss out on the possibilities of some of the most interesting, creative, intelligent, joyous, judicious, innocent, visionary, rebellious, life-giving, levitous, inspiring, dependable, responsible, advisory, experience, guide, strength, hope, changers, unique, peculiar, odd, different, honest, debate with a purpose, who can agree to disagree, black sheeped or black sheep, scapegoated, slaved, loyal, you name it, innovative, peoples mixed in with the general population. There are gems that become or elements of them may have always been some of this. You just miss out because other people's opinions matter more than your own. You are afraid of being judged. You don't really have true friends and or family. Your own prejudices based on blank block you or have you act blank towards them. They don't fit into blank. These are all fill in the blanks. On and on. And the majority of them don't give a flying crap. Pass us up, that's on you. some of the D&D realm and can't get there, so please just stay away from them. And that means not giving a flying crap about what you think about us. Now, what gets interesting is if you have some sort of goal, even marriage or fill in the blank, then all of a sudden your eyes see them, or see me, as far as you can use them, or people close to them, or their community or company or skills or fill in the blank. Most you feel need training, a different look, vehicle, living space, education, job, religion, personality, lose weight, you name it. If they only blank, they would be great for blank. When you have to or need to change things about a person to blank, be around them, befriend them, date them, work with them, fill in the blank, etc. You don't actually like them as they are. You like who you can make them blank, which might be B. That is not okay. It's not acceptable. It is not right. It is wrong. Helping with quotes, or actually guiding with quotes, someone with blank from a genuine place in your heart is different. Just make sure it's altruistic in nature, not self-serving. Done in kindness, gently, and with forethought as to how. Say not brushing their hair, or keeping a neat or clean home space, or showing up to work late consistently, or giving people money who maybe they shouldn't, but they do, or fill in the blank. Came about if you don't figure out the roots of how a behavior or characteristic, like manipulation, like hinting at what they need so you offer it, or making up stories for attention or to get something, it's hard to gauge how to address not just the behavior that may not be healthy, but how to honestly get at the root if you don't investigate. Your help may help, and there might be more related to whatever it is. Low self-esteem, low self-worth, insecurity, not able to accept blank, codependence issues, lack of boundaries, defensiveness, low or poor mood and or energy. There's a lot that goes into quietness or loud, being a bully. There's a lot that goes into the whys of a behavior, action, inaction, words or lack of speaking. Therefore, only if you mean well and they can accept and hear it from you, and it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it, what your motivation or motive is, what your relation type is with whoever. Are you a friend, coworker, boss, family, partner, stranger, or romantic interest, a schoolmate, a community member, a professional in their life? It matters. So is it also appropriate? Is it something accepted and or acceptable, given your type of relationship category? Have you known them long enough? Would you accept blank if you were in their shoes? What is your experience or knowledge level in the area or areas you are helping or advising or guiding them in? Do you know for sure why they are doing, saying, or not what they are doing or saying? Is it a guess? Do some research on this. Sociology, talking, taking an assessment or something. People in hypotheticals who you feel are qualified, and in ones not recognized, you can't to necessarily out someone. So make sure that you're not saying things that, out who they are. Especially if blank does not actually apply, because we're not sure yet. Please be careful and thank you for listening and hopefully hearing me. Regarding romantic interests and relationships, I'm going to advise that there are certain issues, values, morals, characteristics, dreams, beliefs, wishes, people we value, hang-ups, goals, and lots of other things that can potentially be, and often are, when we get down to it, either non-negotiable or add weight to non-compatibility or long-term not being probable or successful. No matter how well you seem to mesh, no matter how physically attracted, no matter the benefits you are getting or have the potential to get, no matter even if they're healthy, no matter if they make or seem to make you happy, no matter the mushy-gushy romantic feelings you have going on, heart all aflutter or libido growling at a roar, there are things that are going to get in the way, long-term or even short-term potentially. Some of these are: you want children, they don't want children. You like blank pets that can be types like a dog or a cat, they don't like blank types of pets. Your pet is in the car. They won't be in the car with them or don't find them annoying. That's not okay. Or they want to have you give up your pets to keep their pets. Not okay. Guns okay at home. Guns not okay. They like your career for the right reason. Don't like your career. Understand your job or career. Don't really get it. And aren't necessarily trying to. They like animals. You don't like animals. Aren't prejudiced. Are prejudiced. These include, but are not limited to, what applies to you. We are naturally judgy peoples, okay? And yes, you can change. Racist, homophobic, or GLBT hater prejudice, cultural prejudices, socioeconomic status prejudice, educational prejudice. This can be your level of education. Can also be where you were educated, whether you finished, familial status, religion, faith, spirituality, atheism, prejudices, criminal prejudices, location and accent prejudice, job, career, or military prejudice, physical appearance prejudice, fat, nerdy, bad dressed, last year's hairdo. We all have some of this, and it shows. Your pals, family, co-workers, etc. They could have prejudice against them, and you're friends with them. Recovery prejudice, ethnicity, disability, political, gender prejudice, sexuality or relationship prejudice. That can deal with proclivities or types of relationships. Potential prejudice, or the lack of seeing your potential. Friend or family prejudice. If yours are healthy, a person in your life should not be trying to change this, or isolate you from them, or make you just see their friends or family, etc. There's more. I'm all like, you can come up with lots of them. They want to get married, you don't want to get married. Maybe you're commitment phobic. I want to move, you don't want to move. I want to stay put for my life. This is my hometown, this is where I want to live. I want a house, I do not want a house. Travel, don't like traveling. Religious differences that are unreconcilable. This includes, and is not limited to, how you are going to raise kids if you have them. Want to become a part of your world, do not want to be a part. May want you to be a part of theirs, but proud of who you are, not proud of who you are. Accept, understand, like, love you as you. Versus wanting to train, change, adjust, fix, steer, or blank, or alter you. Do not accept you or parts or aspects of you. Do not understand you. Will, quote unquote, like you more or grow to love you if blank. They accept even if they don't understand or necessarily like peoples of your world, though this will inevitably cause problems. Do not accept them, nor tolerate you spending time with them. Are supportive, aid your stability and foundation. Are not that supportive, knock your stability or foundation, crack or weaken it. May or may not aid. Enjoy at least 75% of what you enjoy, if not, even if not their favorite. They still have fun or enjoy themselves. This can be foods, hobbies, activities, shows, games, gaming, things you like to do. That's including activities, things you like to talk about. You're interested in say you're interested in history. If someone really just doesn't like history at all, that's one of your primary interests. That's a hitch. They do not enjoy a lot of what you like, begrudge you doing these, nag at you about them. You like to camp, they hate camping, and don't want you to. Smoker versus a non-smoker. Changing someone in that realm is going to build resentment, and it is not a great thing. 420 friendly, not 420 friendly. Are into sex, you're not into sex. Don't know if they are is something to further explore, or if a bit forward, same. Blank, does it last for the length of time they are, what kind of, what's the length of time they are with someone. Love cuddling and hugs, do not like cuddling and hugs. Love public displays of affection or don't mind, depending on the type. Know that your definitions can differ. Do not like cuddling or hugs. Hate PDAs. Long-term relationship. Year and a half or more is what my definition is. Long-term relationship oriented, not long-term relationship oriented. Both of you need to be upfront about the length of time you are interested in. Believe in monogamy and or marriage. Do not. Into poly, yes. Into poly, no. Swinger, yes. Swinger, no. Cheater, yes. Cheater, no. Honesty and truthfulness versus half-truths, dishonesty, manipulative, lies, deception, and deceit. Please include your identity, name, history, and how you met. There's a surprising number of people who aren't chance meetings, and that needs to be put forward. Death penalty, yes. Death penalty, no. Lifetime punishment for a crime, yes, which is currently what we have. Lifetime punishment for a crime, no. Innocent until proven guilty, guilty versus, proven innocent. Compassionate or kindness, cold, cruel, uncaring. Giver versus a user. Abused or victimized victim and an abuser. In recovery, not in recovery. For abortion, against abortion. Politically opposed. If healthy debates riff off each other, not rag. Agree to disagree and does not cause anger, serious frustration, and real fights, it'll probably be okay. A picker. Someone who picks at things. Often, yes, can't leave whatever alone. Not a picker. Hears and listens. Falls on deaf ears. Selfless. Selfish. Lets someone else speak. And always has to have the last word and almost isn't listening to you when they do speak. Hates. Doesn't believe in hate. Violent versus passive. Passive aggressive or silent abusers. Passive assertive and aggressive. Courageous or brave versus a coward. Traumatized versus a hero. That's just a mix that's not great. Action-oriented, side-sitter. Active, lazy. Introvert, extrovert. Not necessarily incompatible, just Jupiter versus Pluto. And you need to understand each other's languages and limits and stuff. Sexist or misogynist, feminist, and equality. And feminists are not necessarily about equality. Equality versus discriminatory. Likes kids, does not like kids. Healthy can include behaviors, self-esteem or worth, knows self, intuitive about self, boundaries are established, plus more. Please feel free to list what your healthy list is, versus unhealthy. Lacking good self-esteem or worth, are doing risky behaviors, or on drugs, or use, or just have alcoholism, are slowly killing themselves in ways. Skilled versus unskilled, and that can be in different areas. Physically fit and or healthy, are not and have no interest in. Objective versus unobjective or subjective, are like only country music, like no matter what, are only rap, something like that. These are people who won't bend. Negotiates, no negotiating. If you are always giving in, yeah, not really a good thing. A lister, a gatherer, a holder. Holds on to everything a lot. Keeps lists of what you've done wrong. Does litanies every time something comes. Do you remember when you remember 6 years ago when this, lets things go, talks it through, and then it's done. Those two are not going to get together, not going to get along very well. There's a lot more, but that's what I've written so far. These are things, some things are pretty much, yeah, you want kids, they don't, like that's done, and be honest, okay? Because it's not cool to freaking marry someone and say that you will have kids. That does not mean that you want kids. Please listen to language. Sure, I'll have kids. It's just, so there's like, kids, usually like religion or spirituality can really cancel it out. Prejudice can really cancel it out. Like, there's no way I can be with someone who's racist. There's no way I could be with someone who's homophobic. I did like a little lunch date some years ago, and I went through a checklist just to be like, let's just get this out the way. And things could have gone further if I'd gotten at least, number one, honest answers, but number two, not some answers that were like, really? Huh. I see. And so I'm just saying, maybe get it out the way. Don't pursue something that's not going to be what you want long term, unless you're fine with short term stuff. Thanks for listening.